Hello and welcome to the show. I'm here on Forza Motorsport 5 with another silly car build, or in this case, pre-built silly car. This is one of the vehicles that I filmed and the capture broke on. It is a Chevrolet Impala that is so big it can't fit on the screen if you look at it from the side. Yeah, this is a pretty damn big vehicle. I will say that. It is in a mint green. That's probably the best way I can describe the colour of this car. Again, I love the old American cars for their random colours they come in. This is one of the least crazy I've seen. So I had to pick for this colour. I actually quite like the interior of the Impala. I didn't expect to say that. For some reason, it looks quite cool in here. Yeah, there we go. This is the car that I'll be using. As far as engine goes, well, the most powerful option is the one that I chose, and for this vehicle, that would be the Nascar engine. Used it a couple of times before. The Nascar engine puts out near enough 1,000 horsepower, which is quite a lot. The 5.7 litre V8 puts out about 800, I think, so might as well use the more powerful one for reasons of speed, pretty much. Other than that, not massively anything interesting really. On the upgrading front, of course, we've gone for race tyres. Lots of options for tyre widths on this one. This has got one of the biggest lists of tyre widths I've seen on any car. Fairly sizable tyres on this one, which will come in useful when you're trying to put that much power down. Yeah, otherwise fairly straightforward. Of course, everything has been upgraded. Weight-wise, one of the heavier cars that we have used here, 3,100 pounds. I think that's second or third heaviest. The Bentley's the heaviest. I'm not sure if this is heavier than the Transit or not. Yeah, it's a fairly hefty car, this one. So perhaps a little bit more stability than some of the very light twitchy stuff, which is what I would like. But then the adverse effect of that is it's not going to have quite as good a brakes. May also be unresponsive. 3,100 is not too bad though. It's the braking that may be a little bit more difficult. Well, I've struggled with cars that have been like £2,000 with fairly poor brakes. So add another £1,000 onto that. Potential for issues on the brake front. Otherwise, yeah, that's about it. Nothing much more interesting. PI 780 is 20 more than the V8 supercar. Not massive on the PI front. Should be fairly even battle between this and the V8 supercar for the lap time. Now, our test circuit of choice is the Sebring Club track. 4 laps to beat the time set by the V8. That did a 1 minute 8.1. I think that might be a bit of an easier target than the Agera's time at Road America, because the V8 supercar doesn't have the straight line speed that is kind of required for some of the straights here. The adverse of that is this does have a lot more low-speed corners, so if a car has poor traction or is very twitchy, that could have a negative impact on the time. We shall see. We shall see how this, frankly, huge Impala does around fairly small track. Okay, let's unleash all of the horsepowers in one go. Not the cleverest way of launching a car off the line. We'll be honest. Into turn 1, and we've got a little bit of understeer, and then we've got a lot of oversteer if I'm being silly. Okay, let's not be too silly. How do we fare through here? Can we be flat out? We can, but it's a sideways moment if we are through. Okay, yeah, we can be flat out through there, but you will be spinning the wheels up if you do. Those next couple of corners, they're sort of a funny couple of corners. You can take them, I think you can take them flat out in a lot of proper handling cars. In these, of course, you can't. Then we've got these next two are fairly low speed corners, second gear, about 50 miles an hour, which will test the traction on these cars. This Impala's doing better than I thought it would, actually, around here, considering its fluid size and everything. And we've got a fairly long left-hander, nothing compared to the Road America one, but still. The best we've got for that, we've got this. There's a couple of nasty kind of kinks on the straights here to really test the sort of the downforce and the rear end grip of these cars. We are stopping. Bloody hell! The brakes are good. What's going on? Brakes are That's remarkably good. That's a curb, and that's a gone round in a circle moment. Hello, ambulances. I don't need you at this precise moment in time, but it's nice to know you're there for when I inevitably roll something. Okay, I found a curb. Didn't like that curb. I think the combination of just dragging a wheel. There we go. I do know how to say that very important word. Yeah, I think a combination of the curb and the power spun the car around there. That's a slightly odd. Never mind. And then we're sideways through there. Fine. Just go sideways. Oh, bloody hell, we're sideways over there. That's going to twitch. And I'm not going to save that. Oh dear. Well, we're over on the runoff area. Not where we should be. Get back over here. Whoop. Okay. So after 2 laps, actually not as bad as I was expecting from the Impala here. It's very powerful. It's very easy to get it sliding. But it's not terrible. It's certainly not terrible. With a lot of concentration, you can stop the wheels from spinning up. The worst bits are these kind of kinks on the straight. It doesn't like them very much. We'll get it stopped into turn 1. Actually, brakes too early there. Brakes are really good on this one. That's I'm quite surprised how well that gets stopped. Okay, then we'll avoid that curve there on the inside. Don't want to mess with that one. I'm going to avoid the curb here as well. No, not quite flat out. I can't take that one flat out. Oh, we might brake too late there. No, again, we're getting stopped and getting turned. That's pretty impressive. Well, can we not slide around this corner this time round? There we go. And I'll just give it a short shift as well for good measure. Oh, we're going to stop. Yeah. These brakes are... Ooh, no, I've got a little bit carried away there. Thought I could carry more speed. Now, I'm really impressed how well this gets stopped. I was expecting to be fighting this one. This is actually not that silly. Well, I mean, it is. I've got 1,000 horsepower in an Impala, but it doesn't drive that silly. It's certainly not easy to drive. It will slide around. In fact, this kind of reminds me a little bit of that Celica I had. It slides, but it's pretty controllable with it. What are we doing on lap time? Ooh, 1:08.7, and that was with the off. Oh, can we beat the V8 supercar? Oh, chronic understeer through there. Just a little bit too much speed. Oh, no, curb. Bugger. No, no. It's not going to do it. Doesn't like the curbs. Does not like the curbs here at all. The Bentley didn't have a problem with them. For whatever reason, the Impala... That's odd. I didn't think the curbs were that bad here at Sebring. I think what it must be is I'm just clipping them enough to affect it, and then of course we've got so much power and everything going through it that tiny little effect off the curb causes it problems. Didn't have that with the Bentley, funnily enough. I didn't have it anywhere near as badly. Didn't have it noticeably. Yeah, that's a bit of a shame. I think this car, well, it probably would have gone quicker. That 8.7 had an off in it as well. So, yeah, the Impala is not terrible. It's not terrible to drive. Not at all. Of course, power delivery is pretty scary. Anything with 1,000 horsepower is pretty scary on the power delivery, especially in a car that wasn't designed to have 1,000 horsepower in it. But it's pretty controllable. I wonder if sort of the size of the car does play a bit of a factor in that with your huge length and width. That might make it a little bit more stable, and having a little bit more weight to it might make it slightly better. Although I would have expected it to then be better over the curbs, like the lightweight curbs, the lightweight cars. Sorry, would have more problem with the curbs. I don't know. Yeah, I'm bemused by why this car doesn't like curbs as much. But there we go. Not quite. It's pretty damn close, and it probably would have been quicker than the V8 supercar. But it is a hell of a lot harder to drive than a V8 supercar. So the lap time is... Oh, it was a dirty lap. Oh, it was an 8.7, I think I read properly. I'll have to check. Okay, on to a speed run with this car. It's got plenty of power, so I would expect it north of 200, 220 perhaps. Not the most streamlined of cars, so yeah, I'm going to go with 220. When I take the aero off. It's not the worst streamlined vehicle though, So yeah, 220 sounds like a sensible option. And we dump off all the aero. Is it already at 224? I might be slightly wrong on this. 230 then? 229.7. That's close enough. Can we do any more? Can we get any more out of you? 230 would be nice. 220. No, that's going down again. Right here. Come on. No. We must have been right at the sweet spot. Then, yeah. Okay. That'll do. We will try and get it up to 230. I don't know what this will be like at high speeds. If we're having problems with the Sebring curbs, I shudder to think what this will be like over the bumps at Le Mans. Let's maybe avoid the bumps, if we can. Try. And not spin coming onto the straight as well. I don't want to go over that part of the track, if I can help it, because this car's already struggling with bumps and curbs. That bit will inevitably crash it. Okay, couple of fast corners to try this car out with no aero on. That's always fun. It shouldn't be too bad though. This isn't the worst car for wheel spin, certainly not the worst car for handling. If it does get sliding, it's relatively controllable with it. So, okay, Chevrolet, let's see how well you fare at Le Mans. I'm not sure how much speed I dare take into turn 1. That's about good. Just get a burst of oversteer on the exit. Don't want to hit the yellow curbs. I don't think this car will like it if I do. Don't want to hit the normal curbs, to be honest. Don't trust them at all anymore. How quickly can we be through here? You know, it's not too bad through this medium speed stuff either. Just doesn't quite have the rear end grip to really trust it through these. Oh crap, that's gonna... Oh, he fell off the road. Okay, and then through here, we'll slow it down so we don't run wide. I don't want to fight the bumps in this car today. We'll still fight them if you hug the inside of the track there. Okay, car, do your thing. It's all down to you now. I can do very little. Along here. Yep, I change gear when it's like this. The rev counter doesn't move. 200 miles an hour. Yep, okay. It's fairly fast. Not the quickest of cars we've had. 220. Now we're struggling a little bit, getting any faster. I'm concerned about the bumps that are about to come up. If I try and take the corner shallow to avoid the bumps, I don't think it'll make it. And if I don't take it shallow, if I keep to where like the racing line, the bumps will throw it around. Here we go. Please be kind. Please be kind. Oh crap! 215 miles an hour in the back end. He's just wanting to let go. I did have a little lift into that corner. And brake. Oh, I locked it up on the initial brake. Oh, he's still going to stop though. They have really good brakes. Why does this car have such good brakes? I am bemused, but it does. It does have... that was me being really quite brave on the braking front there. In quite a heavy car, it still got stopped. Yeah, I'm quite pleasantly surprised with this Impala. Brakes very, very good. Power delivery is always scary with this much horsepower, but pretty damn controllable. Unfortunately, let down by a couple of curbs at Sebring. Can't quite deal with the power delivery and then a curb. That sort of overloads the car a little bit. But yeah, all in all, a surprisingly good vehicle. Anyway, that is it for today, guys. So thank you very much for watching. And until next time, goodbye.